I do think with the experience of VP, the captaining of VP, you would expect them to be able to create drafts that have opportunities and just natural strength to them. I think up-and-coming teams maybe are a little more volatile in both draft and play, and it kind of feels this way here. I think, VP are just, as long as they don't, we like to swear in DreamLeague, as long as they don't shit the bed on what they're meant to do and like try and take every single fight, then they should be fine in getting to their like overwhelming point of one Aegis and walking down lanes.
You just have to do the Jenkins, buy a thesaurus, which only has poop words in it. Just don't defecate the sleeping area, Tigo.
Oh, yes, exactly. We must contain and provide...
The fecal matter.
Oh, no. I'm trying to think of all the other different buzzwords I can use for stacking camps and stuff, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I actually, my toilet was blocked yesterday. I had to unblock it. I put vinegar down it. I googled how to unblock it, and it said vinegar. It surprisingly did it instantly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
With baking soda or without?
Just straight
Just
raw
straight
vinegar. Just
White.
yeah. I might have put a little one pump soap just so I could feel like I was at Starbucks, but that was about it.
That's dope. Just one pump into that. Oh,
I'm so sorry, by the way, if you're watching this and you watch game one. Like, you just went from like Gareth Trent, and now the dynamic is very different going into game two.
Oh, goodness. Are you doing Birmingham?
Yeah, mate, I am, yeah.
So, we're going to have the lads on tour back in the UK. We'll kick Lacoste off broadcast and just do a UK TriCast like Yumi and Ted or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've got to get one in, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll allow us.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't wait for Birmingham. It's one of the best events for crowd hype I've been to, at least. I've never been to a C event, but I'm pretty sure Birmingham, in my opinion, is like top 3 crowd events I've been to out of all the other regions.
Yeah, I think Philippines like knocks everything out of the water for me.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair.
Yeah, but Birmingham is definitely up there. Like I struggle to disagree with what you're saying. Just like the DHL chants that I was chanting DHL on the ride home after one of the Birmingham.
I've never seen a crowd get so hyped over sponsors before.
I know.
I'm pretty sure ESL was buzzing over that. It's probably why DHL is still invested. Is probably Birmingham in 2018-19.
Absolutely guarantee it.
Yeah. Us UK keeping the Dota scene alive, guys.
Hell yeah. Ah, right. Timbersaw is a hero that I haven't seen in legitimately months because he's always... Him and Chen, I don't think I've cast a game of Timber or Chen in like ages. How is Timber? Is he that good? Is he worth all these bans? Is he going to stomp this game?
He's very obnoxious with the new build. I say new, it's been around again for months, that's why it's been banned out, but opting to go for an earlier Blink Dagger, looking to utilize your big burst of pure damage, it can just overwhelm certain lineups. And in this game, if you're soaking a Doom, then your Leshrac will thrive in the fight, right? Or your Mars will then jump in after. So yeah, I think this is a game where Timbersaw has, pop-off potential. FNG is getting jumped though in the bot lane just a little bit.
Very far. A bit of time and space, slowed down by the tree toss. Leshrac's pretty speedy though. Up the staircase and off he goes. He survives it. VP have been really utilizing Fairy Fires in the safe lane in particular. Last game they bought a bunch. Really going for these kind of on the edge scenarios where they're trading and making sure that all their resources are being used perfectly.
Yeah, it helps when you have move speed advantage and also against certain matchups, right? Like a double melee, if you just get just a little bit far away, they're going to rely on that one blood grenade or that one something, and potentially it could also be anti-blood grenade logic, right? Like if we're used to seeing the clutch blood grenade to secure a kill, if you counter that by having a Fairy Fire, then you have enough HP now to survive it. It could be an evolution to a meta that we might be having removed when a patch does eventually drop at some point. Calm down, Reddit. It's not today.
Blood grenade nerfed. No impact damage or something like that.
Yeah, I'm still down for the world where we have a letter patch where it's just one change. That'd be so Chad from Valve.
Wait, like what?
Like, so everyone expects Crownfall, right? Like, how Chad would it be if they just did up like a single one change to the game? It's like, you
Doom
asked, but you don't get.
Reduced by 0.1. Like one of those. Yeah.
See you in July.
They do one change, they announce TI dates, and that's it.
That's hype.
A big underline.
I'm happy to wait, though. I'm happy to wait.
That should be a good one.
What's the CS looking like? I think Pangolier is the only one who's really suffering out of all the cores right now. yet to hit double digits.
Yeah, Timbersaw racing out ahead, 24-9. Yeah, it feels like this slight lead for VP starting to edge out of this the first 4 or 5 minutes of the laning stage. How important is that on the flip side? You know, we were talking about Nightpulse needing to do well in lanes. If they're starting to go behind now, what do they need to do to kind of come back in? Is this a twin gate play? Is there something they can kind of move in towards mid? It seems so difficult.
It will really depend on levels. All their heroes are activated as soon as they hit level 6, right? Like a Doom with ultimate, that's going to be a kill. Pangolier rolling Thunder and the correct heroes is going to be a kill. They are going on to F&G in the bot lane. He still has another Fairy Fire.
And a salve. And another blood grenade. And a kill
And
on
Scorch
Merlin is
everyone out.
incoming. Oh, he's holding the blood grenades. What's he doing? Chucks one at Vazia. Didn't see Merlin. He's wandered through the trees. FNG now spots him. And the pause.
I'm loving the Fairy Fires. I'm loving the random... Was it a Fairy Fire or was it the Lotus? It sounded like a Fairy Fire. I clicked on him after the sound.
I couldn't tell you. They both
I will
sound the same
blindly
to
assume
me.
it was Fairy Fire. We'll hype up Fairy Fires again. Why not?
Yeah. Fairy Fire's huge.
Alright, Merlin. 3, 2, 1 actually. He's got 3 seconds on Avalanche, 2 seconds on Toss, and 1 second on the tree. Want to use any of them?
I survived. FNG just walks away. What? I was so sure that both of them would die there, and neither of them do. But is this worse for them because they both have to walk to Fountain and then walk back again?
Oh yeah, it's pretty miserable. Like even if you kill the Lesh and have no HP, look at this Medusa, mana boots, no real challenge to her HP. Like this entire game for VP is about how quickly does Dusa get to Manta Butterfly and her first Aegis. Because at that point, you can just walk down the lane, amp her up, protect her with some SD, and towers will fall. And that's why, going back to you asked about how does Dia actually really get into this game, it's as quick as they can get their ultimates in play and sync them up in a way that you just threaten them just a little bit. Do you kill off a mid Timbersaw once on a catapult wave? Can you maybe take mid tower, open up for more smoke plays? And I'd say the next 2-3 minutes are very critical for them being able to have some presence in this early game.
Yeah, they're the ones that have to commit. They have to TP, they have to smoke gank. It looks like Crystal Maiden right now moving into mid to prep for the 6-minute rune. Top guarded, bottom is grabbed. It's Squadix with an illusion, and he's chased Warwick down here, who doesn't have Swash. That's a lot of damage out of this Timbersaw, and first blood, 6 minutes in. Mid laner onto mid laner. Not a good sign here for Nightpulse, because they might just lose Yanta as well. Pops the illusion to get out of the frostbite and burst down the second kill for himself. Squadix popping off already. Avalanche from Tiny. Okay. Merlin says hello and then bye-bye. Please don't chase me.
And often Timbersaws, after their early start, they struggle to pressure towers if catapult waves aren't there. But when you throw in a position 5 Leshrac, going for this 2-point edict, Timbersaw will happily drag that wave back, tank it up, and already at 7 minutes, Pangolier losing his tower. Not what you want to see for this Dire side. There's so much greed in their lineup. Like, when you think about the items that they buy, right? Void, he wants a Mask of Madness, a Maelstrom, BKB. A Doom, he wants a Veil, maybe the Shivas, a Blink. Like, there's so many big ticket items that they need before they really come online. And yeah, this is going to be the window that VP can really utilize their heroes. Already a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, it feels like often we get into these drafts where a team is like level dependent or item dependent, but it feels like you're saying Nightpulse are both. They're level dependent for level 6s and item and timing dependent. There's so many little peaks here that they're going to have to hit perfectly to get themselves off the ground. And in the meantime, Squadix is just farming ancient stacks. He's clearing through massive portions of gold with ease. What is he, 64 and 15? But I think last hits now doesn't matter too much, right? Net worth is where the big indicators are. Closing in on 5k in 8 minutes.
It is so much farm. I guess it's also a nice nod to why Mars is doing so well in the offlane. Like, having an offlaner that has survivability, having that spear, like, he can just be left alone by himself, right? He's going to be able to just disengage any aggression onto him. If they really want to commit, he has Arena. FNG is getting jumped though in the mid lane. He's positioning... I don't know why I'm casting. Sorry, Gareth.
That's fine. Keep on going. I enjoyed it.
Okay, fine. So he positioned himself on the side of the cliff so he could bonk to the low ground, and yeah, that's it. I got carried away, mate. I don't know why. I just got excited.
You see it, you say it. See
So I
it,
like
say
that
it,
rule.
sort it. Was that the thing? That's the
Yeah, that was the underground messaging or something.
TFL
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
Top lane noticed the tanky fella, self-sustaining. Does get chronoed. Warwick's going to TP in here as well, but Squadix arrives. Big old burst damage onto the Crystal Maiden. Finish her off with a Timber Chain. Try and chase the Tiny down, but that's going to be the trade. 1 for 1. So Nightfalls, they do get something done. It's just, yeah, killing a Mars, and then what? You've left Medusa to farm. Timber's getting kills.
It's why, like, in the draft, when you asked me, like, which draft do I prefer at some stage, I saw these 3 core, like, this Lesh, Mars, Medusa or something, or Timber. It's Timber, Lesh, Medusa. Like, they're just so obnoxious because they all have different pressure points, but so early on that if you don't punish them, it feels, like, disastrous. Like, if you don't stop a Medusa farming in the first 10, you know she gets a Manta. If you don't stop a Timbersaur in the laning phase, he's going to have some Kaya Blink Dagger Shroud in, like, 20 minutes. It's so much has to go right, and poor old Crystal Maiden shows herself for a brief second and disappears.
Yeah, tanks it for the Kami Void, who is trying to get the hell out of there, chased by Notice, but does evade danger in the end. Yeah, there's not too much this fella can do. Get back in the jungle. Just try and farm your way to that Maelstrom. I mean, this is similar, like, reminiscent to game 1, where he was playing Anti-Mage. And it's like, okay, it was a decent AM game then, and it's a decent Void game. It always is, if you want to try and head to late game. But if you don't get over that first hurdle, the bridge, right, getting into your farming item, whether it's Battle Fury or Maelstrom, whatever it is, and you're just kind of stuck here, farming waves as they hit tower, you're being pressured by a lone Mars, and now you've brought 3 heroes to rotate to guard that top jungle. So much emphasis is going into guarding the Void. And then your point of these 3 cores on VP. Hell, even FNG is farming stacks, it looks like.
I mean, they're all going to become cores at this rate. And normally when you pick a Doom, you just like having that moment where it's like, don't worry, guys. Between minute 6 to 10, we'll get that 1 kill for free. And it will just force our opponent to think about this hero. At no point do they have to think about this hero right now. Like, there's no, like, if Dusa gets doomed, there's gonna be 3 TPs and Doom's dead. Like, that's how little damage they have. And now they smoke up around the Dusa. They do smoke underneath a ward though, so it is incredibly illegal if the Doom dies. And yeah, he is positioning himself
right to
very far away.
So much time wasted from him though. Hiding in the trees. He's spotted as well. We're gonna find him. Disruption on top of Squadix's damage. Oh, it does allow the split earth to land though. And Vazia, what is that, a life sentence then, Tiga? How illegal is it that he dies there?
Oh, it's pretty illegal. At least 2 days in unranked or low priority. Let's go low priority. Let's go for a harsher sentence.
That single draft nonsense with the highly varied as well, right? The highly varied?
Yeah, we'll throw it into the mix, why not? He had vision.
With the 3 pre-muted teammates. Just keep layering it on.
Oh god. Let's not beat them when they're down, actually. Let's put them in the grey. Okay, wait, what? Hold on. Okay.
Put them in ability draft.
Oh no.
Into the gulag. Off you
I
go.
really heavily, like, ability draft's like an okay game mode, but the fact that your entire game is dictated by your first choices in the game, like if you select the wrong spell, like an item you can sell in game, you can buy a new one, but selecting the wrong spell in ability draft just sentences you for like an hour and 10 minutes of just despair.
Yeah.
And the enemy guy's got some like insane breakdown that he's copied from some guide, and he's
There are 5 stacks that have all planned out the entire draft from pick 1, and then you've got a teammate who's picked Eclipse without Lucent Beam.
Yeah, no,
That's always the greatest.
Or you misclick the wrong spell because you think it's a different spell. I remember I had some mates who played ability draft and they'd pick a spell thinking it was like a completely different one. I'm like, come on, lad. Just, oh no. I thought it was a stun. Oh, mate.
I mean, there are some spells that look very similar. You pick Cold Embrace thinking it's Frostbite or Overgrowth or something.
All right, nice. You're picking up exactly the exact scenarios that have occurred. Yeah.
They've all got the same icon.
At least number 1. Yeah.
I've played a fair amount of ability draft. I know the pains and the struggles. And VP right now, they're just chilling. 6k ahead. They farmed out the map. They've got all the tier 1s down, and now they're looking at this Faceless Void as the primary threat in this game. You know, not right now, but later on down the line, he's the guy that they don't want to allow to flourish for Nightpulse here. Kind of dangling FNG in front of him with a scan from the Dire. They understand that something fishy's going on.
They were very close to being able to spear into Arena, but Notice decided not to go for it. But blink reveal.
Yeah, Doom straight onto that Mars. Merlin's here to help out. They've got Disruption to buy a bit of time. VP scrambling, looking for the fight. Kami's dropping low on the far right-hand side, but Vazia is the target on the left here to the Timbersaw as Squadex clears through him. FNG does die in the end. Kami and this Crystal Maiden get the job done, but Squadex is hunting, killing, and slaying. Unstoppable now on the Timbersaw, and Merlin might be in trouble too. They've got the gap closed, it looks like, from Squadex to just jump and chain over the top of the trees. 3 for 2. Not terrible for Nightpulse, but I feel like that's been the catchphrase of this series.
This is the engagement where it gives you false hope if you're a fan, but if you're in the game, you realize how despair you're going to be. Because sure, you get a kill, you get a couple kills, a moment of life, but the fact that all of those resources were used to kill off a single hero, and then you look towards your Void and it's like, okay, he can't even enter the fight yet. It's a 7,000 gold lead. I wouldn't be surprised if Aegis was going to be taken in the next 6 minutes. And Kiritich, he's looking to go for the Disperser, not even go for the Butterfly. Oh, sorry, my bad. Timbersaw's just killing other heroes whilst it's happening. Yeah,
I mean, you don't have time to breathe or blink, nothing. Squadex is just slicing people. 2 cores. 2 what should be tanky cores as well in the Doom and the Pango. Crushed down by that pure damage burst. Kaya, blink, say goodbye.
It's... Like, how do you want to play into this if you're Dire? Like, you show yourself and, well, you're going to Avalanche toss him? You're going to Frostbite him? No, like, the CM Tiny are completely out of the equation, and with Pangolin, he likes fights that last a long period of time, right? He wants to do multiple swashes, burn down your mana, annoy you, but that isn't to be the case. There's no front line for them right now, and the only victim. So he has the Blink Dagger and the illusions to protect him.
Can't even get on top of a Shadow Demon. Yeah, that's how rough it is. Yeah, we had moments like this in game 1 as well, where it's like, you know, a moment of life, like, oh, they're going to do something. They trade evenly in a fight where it's like, yeah, gold to gold, XP to XP. They're behind, but they're trading decently. It's like you said, they're expending so much to just kill one guy. And they know that the next fight, VP aren't going to give you that opportunity on one guy. There'll be 5 heroes there ready to save and battle back properly. Especially when this Medusa is closing in on ready. She's got Diffusal Blade Ducks. There's Manta Diffusal Blade. It's probably just go time. Disperser is queued, so not even going for the Butterfly. Just going damage. Squadex.
Oh, mid lane.
Does get doomed. Disruption there. Timbersaw surrounded by 4 members of Nightpulse, and they've still got Chrono to play with. Freezing Fields out, and Squadex is dead. Big kill, but in comes the Medusa and the rest of VP. And if they can try and gather up some of the remaining heroes here with a nice Mars Arena. Notice run top of Kami, but the Void jumps away. Warwick in danger. Swashbuckle to the right-hand side, but chased down. Kiritich with a double kill, and Sayosh will follow through. Does grief a little bit on that splitter. I think Kami comes in with a massive Chrono. Damage lacking, though. Gets the kill on the Mars at the very least, but he's going to lose the entirety of his team off the back of it. Merlin's to fall there on a Tiny. Kami's still lurking in the trees here, thinking about his re-entry. Another one where Nightpulse, they pull ahead on experience and gold. That's another decent fight. They're holding on. Fighting tooth and claw here. But Void going to get clipped by the stun, and that's him done.
He walked back in, mate. He heard you and got all excited and just started running it down mid. I was about to say, the reason why that at least feels better for them this time is because Void was able to enter, get some kills, and progress his way to Mjolnir. And then, before I could even say that, he was dying at his tier 2, because he just ran back under tower. I think for VP, at least, it is just go, 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 right? Like, as I keep talking, they are just going to keep going. There's no reason for them to stop. They aren't locked into cooldowns. If Doom's not online, they are going to try and force the pressure as much as possible. Timbersaw going for that Sange Kai, get some status resistance, shake off any of these stuns as quick as possible. I still would like to see VP entertain the idea of Roshan. Probably as it strikes 20 minutes, move it towards the Radiant side.
Merlin's in. Nice Star Observer there, giving them the vision over FNG. Warwick even going to Rolling Thunder for this, as the arena doesn't seem to connect on anyone, apart from the dead body of the Tiny, who was already falling to this Timbersaw. But I guess it zones the rest of Nightpulse away from a fight that could have developed. It's really VP just indicating, hey, this triangle belongs to us. We'll send numbers here. Squadix is just floating now from bot lane through to mid. Just carving this area of the map. Making sure that Nightpulse have nowhere that's safe to show their faces.
Yeah, if you're just looking at the minimap, the fact that it's minute 19 and you just see majority just hugging like tier 3 area. It doesn't feel good. Notice wrapping behind the tower. He's looking. He's finding as well.
Wait, just noted. He gets it. Yeah. Oh. Doesn't pin him to a tree, but still got the mini stun there to stop the TP. Kami with his time walk. Looks like he's... this is going to be forever. A long chase forever, isn't it? Through the Twin Gate, Squad X are going to keep chasing. Crystal Maiden, in the meantime, has died to FNG, and they're going to continue battling in that triangle, as it looks like FNG pops the mech, tries to stay alive, but dies in the end. Squad X now arrives, though, and Virtus.pro repurposed their move from top...
He has a regen.
...through to this bottom lane, thanks to the outpost. Just not stop. Okay. There's no breaks on this train.
Ancients. That was the longest journey to get to an ancient camp I've ever seen. That was a top tier 2 all the way down. Twin Gate. Quite the journey. All right, how long for... Okay, Doom's available. They have everything in play. As long as the Void has a couple resources, there is a chance. They need to find a way to isolate the Medusa away from the fight, get their damage off, and maybe they could start. They found Noticed.
Yeah, it's a decent one. Doom out from Vazia there. Kill off Noticed. VP in the area, but it looks like they're scattering right now. Kiritich, he was mid. Squadix was on the far right-hand side of the map, so they couldn't get into a good position there to try and fight around Noticed. So a good pick, but then off the back of this, you were talking about, a Doom into a tower or a Doom into Roche. This is a Doom into a hope that VP don't run at us and kill us all now.
Yeah, pretty much. It's now 103 seconds of please don't run at us. Show mercy, and Squad 1X just doesn't care at all.
Kami.
The bash.
We got the bash though, and the chrono. Oh, disruption saves the life of Squad X for now. Half HP still, ready to continue fighting. Timber Chain cancelled. Kami dead to Sayers though. This Shadow Demon found the kill in the back lines. Merlin gonna get jumped again by the chain, and the damage out of Squad X picks himself up a killing spree, and Nightpulse on the run. Hands in the air. You got us good. Get the hell out of here. How did Dream die? How did the Void die? Was that just Shadow Poison or Purge Clip? What?
Wait, did he die to...
He died to Shadow Demon, right?
He got hit by the ult of Shadow Demon with the Tormentor with a little tickle of damage. So it was the pop of the Purge, but he also tanked like 300 damage ish from Tormentor. So fighting around Tormentor always going to be quite spooky.
Jeez.
He could have technically died to the 20 damage of Tormentor, but wasn't the case today.
Would have been funny.
Would have been that silver lining that we keep trying to apply to every team fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a 16k lead. Oh, notice, Mr. Spear. Squad X fighting further north. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, percentages don't matter when you're a Crystal Maiden. Half HP is 400 HP. She doesn't even have 1,000 health yet.
Do you want to have a guess at how long it's been above 95% win probability for VP?
Since minute 2. Since minute 2.
Okay, that's a fair prediction. No, it was minute 14 and a half, going on to 15 minutes. Like, they have held, with their aggression, with their constant go, it's just overwhelming. And yeah, maybe if they overstep the mark, then sure, but I just expect VP to be very disciplined here. Get that butterfly. Again, age is still yet to be taken. VP opting to try and choke out their opponent rather than kind of giving a little bit of freedom on the map. Of course, going Roshan will just ease off the pressure ever so slightly.
It just feels like VP have tripled the growth as well on these 3 cores. Noticed working on his BKB next. So they've kind of staggered and delayed the BKB timing there to kind of tie in with that butterfly of the Medusa. picked up Azul's prior. Eternal Shroud for Squad X's Timbersaw as well. Now, looks like they've managed to scout out the Crystal Maiden off to this high ground spot with some Void Illusions. And yeah, 868 health doesn't last a long time against a Timber and a Mars. Oh, Merlin in the mid lane also getting found. Seosha noticed here. Stopping him from cutting creep waves. Trying to get a little bit fruity there with the delay tactics. Not
This
gonna
is
work
just
for
a
him.
bloodbath. Like, I don't even know if I need to provide any, analysis. It's just as soon as I speak, something else is going to happen. Some other hero is going to die.
Oh,
Some
Squadix
fight's going to occur.
Wait, hang on. Squadix is looking at Warwick. Ooh. He's out.
I mean, with how one-sided and aggressive this game was, I don't think I was even needed. We could just save on budget, just have one caster. I'm just kind of like your hype man at this point. Yeah, you cast that fight. Yeah,
Well, you took over for a bit because you.
yeah, that's how desperate it is nowadays.
I need to breathe. Have a sip of water. Tea takes over. Feels good.
These are always the hardest games though, because like from my perspective, the only way that Dire wins is like the most incredible blunder from VP. Like diving tier 3s, like all of this. Like VP have to throw the game. Like I don't see a way back unless also VPs decide to not push again for 20 minutes. Like if they decide to just ease off the gas for 20 minutes, chill, suddenly Doom, Void all have 2-3 items each, then yeah, sure, comebacks are in play. But the way that the game's been played, the way that it's constant go, the win probability is very accurate.
They need some act of God scenario to happen. Flood, plague, locusts, lotuses, something just to tip the scales
any
in their
disconnect
favor.
method, yeah.
Yeah. Please give us a chance. Well, it looks like at least Nightpole's kind of grouping up as 5 and playing up to towards Roshan.
That could be pretty good if they swipe it away. Timbersaw is TPing to the outpost to join his team. My expectation is it's going to be a smoke back across the map. Unfortunately, they don't do Roshan very quickly, and CM's dead again.
Yeah, I mean, Crystal Maiden just cannot show her face. That's the 11th death so far. She sees Medusa, she sees Timbersaw, she sees Mars, she knows she's dead. So Nightpulse, they don't get into the pit, they don't start Roche. And VP pivoting all the way up here.
She went for the AoE Nova talent. That's when you know the game's pretty despair on Crystal Maiden. Because normally you take the health because the game's even, every bit of HP matters. If you can clutch it out, get a shard, like it's good. Going for the left talent, you're dying instantly. So you're just getting any kind of resource available for your team, and they were positioned for Roshan, but
so that's just a case of knowing the 250 health won't matter no matter what.
That's my gut guess, yeah. Because I feel like right talent is so default, because for CM at this stage, normally you have like Drum, a Glimmer, a 4-star. Like pick any one of those, and then in a good game you might have 2. Throw in a shard from a Tormentor, you have pretty good HP. You're sitting like mid 1500, right? But the fact that she didn't go for that talent, it really does feel like, desperation. Yeah.
It's grim. It's grim out there. Merlin TPing out, but there is a stun from FNG. Unlock. And look at Noticed hunting as well. The Mars just charging into the enemy ancients. Sees the Doom. Vazia has Blink CD for a second there, and he misses the spear. And Noticed could have gone for, if he knew that Blink was cooldown, he would have had a much easier play. Obviously, we see things that the players don't. This is where the real pressure comes in. Tier 3 is about to be assaulted. The siege begins. Kiritich up at the front. Medusa with 20,000 net worth. Aegis. This is a little bit after the timing you were talking about, right? She added in a disperser on top of the Manta Butterfly. But same story.
Yeah, it is too much to handle. Oh, they're jumping.
Yeah, they've got the Void all locked in place. Oh, he gets the time walk off barely. Given enough space there. Gets out. Kiritich getting rolled on now. Warwick trying to continue this fight, it looks like. But with no Faceless Void, they have no Chrono. Vazia running in towards the Medusa now. Misses his Infernal Blade, gets to the Butterfly. Misses the second hit as well. Kiritich just stands his ground and keeps battering buildings,
no!
and in comes the Squadix Timber. Finds the CM, gets doomed for his troubles, but now Kiritich can just charge forward, bullying them back, trying to get the Stone Gaze on this Void. Another stun clipping him there. Karma getting disabled by FNG, and a good arena gonna zone the rest of Night Pulse away, while the rest of VP can focus on buildings. So that's Night Pulse spending everything bar Chrono, losing barracks, getting no kills, and round 2 is coming, no matter what.
It is, but inevitable.
Noticed. Very tanky. Ogre Seal Totem. Oh, Chrono. 3 caught inside. He's got all the cores. Let's see what he can do. Disruption there to save the Mars. FNG pops his Glimmer, has the Greaves as backup, and now the Doom Yules sent skywards comes down to the earth with a thud. And Squadix unstoppable again. 14-1-7. Very similar scoreline to his Storm in game 1. I think it was exactly this, 14-1-7 when the game ended. It looks like the game's about to end this way as well. 25k ahead, second lane of barracks falling. Night Pulse down a Doom, and there's the Hex. Squadix right on top of the Faceless Void. Time walks away again, away from danger. Somehow, Kami surviving. But Kiritich opens up on Merlin, Tiny forced to buy back. Warwick can't really connect on anyone with this Rolling Thunder. Noticed. Should get brought down finally with a swashbuckle. They kill the Mars. But your buildings, oh, they're just crumbling. Tiny? We did buy back for this. Greaves popped by FNG. The tanky Lashrak still being burst down. Tremendous damage out of Night Pulse as they hold on for dear hope. Kami's TP'd in just a time walk away. And Kiritich stands there. The most boring hero in Dota history once you get to this point.
Doom is
Stand
here.
and right-click buildings. The Doom... Hey, it's on cooldown. 15 seconds remaining. You can't do anything. And Kami, the Void, dies this time. Doesn't get the time walk out. Almost had it. But Kiritich just a step too far. Can't be dealt with. Squadix outputting some tremendous damage. 3 down for Night Pulse. And another lane of barracks for VP.
They haven't called GG yet. Maybe when they take the Megas, they'll think about it, but...
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. You say it, and it will come. A 2-0 victory. I mean, expected. VP definitely the favourites heading into this. Night Pulse, they put up a fight. I don't want to say it was a good fight, but they had some moments there where it's like, yeah, okay, they can go toe-to-toe in some of these skirmishes. They've got some good ideas. But I don't know, T. It's one of those situations where I want...